Have you heard of tigers, ligers, or leopards? These creatures seem like they've stepped out of the pages of science fiction novels, but they are the result of bold human experiments, and this is just the beginning. Today, you will learn not only about the most astonishing hybrids in the animal kingdom, but also dive into sensational stories of attempts to crossbreed humans with animals. Why would someone go so far? And what amazing consequences lie behind these studies? Get ready. Something is coming that will send chills down your spine. Have you heard of the creature that combines the power of a tiger and the grace of a lion? Beat the tiger, a unique hybrid that exists only because of human experiments. These unusual animals exist exclusively in captivity, as tigers and lions would never meet in the wild. So why were they created? And what lies behind this amazing genetic symbiosis? Tigers retain stripes from the tiger, which can be expressed all over their body or appear as a muted pattern. From lions, they inherit their build and overall silhouette. A tiger is smaller than its parents. The average weight of an adult individual is about 330 to 400 pounds, making them lighter than tigers and lions. Tigers have hybrid traits not only in appearance, but also in behavior. For example, they may love water like tigers, but also display pride behavior typical of lions. However, their hybrid status imposes limitations. Male tigers are always sterile, while females may be capable of reproduction only in rare cases. The first tigers were bred in India in the 19th century, when researchers and wildlife collectors began experimenting with hybridizing big cats in zoos. In modern conditions, tigers can only be found in specialized breeding facilities or zoos that engage in such experiments. Leopard is a hybrid that results from the mating of a male leopard and a lioness. This rare species is known for its unique appearance, combining elements of both parents. Leopards resemble large leopards but have a short mane that indicates their lion ancestry. Their coat is covered with characteristic spots typical of leopards, but their body structure and head shape are closer to lions. This contrast makes them astonishing in terms of visual perception. Leopards are usually smaller than lions but larger than leopards. Despite their attractive appearance, they cannot reproduce because the males are sterile. This limits their distribution, making leopards practically unique in the wild. The first leopards were bred in Japan in the early 20th century. One of the most famous cases dates back to the 1910s, when a zoo in Tokyo was conducting experiments to create hybrids. These experiments were aimed at studying genetic compatibility between species. Today, leopards can only be found in rare zoos or genetic laboratories that study such hybrids. The liger is a majestic giant among felines, resulting from the crossbreeding of a male lion and a tigress. This hybrid combines traits from both parents. From the lion, it inherits massive size and a calm demeanor, while from the tiger, it gets the distinctive stripes that can sometimes be seen on its fur. Ligers are astonishing in size. Their body length can reach up to 11.5 feet, and their weight can reach up to 880 pounds. Making them the largest members of the cat family. The first mention of ligers dates back to the 19th century when they were bred in India. These unusual creatures quickly became a sensation and a symbol of nature's power, bolstered by human experiments. Their display at exhibitions and in circuses attracted enormous attention, evoking delight and curiosity. Ligers have a rather calm demeanor, inherited from their lion ancestors. However, due to their enormous size, they require significant space and constant care. Unlike tigers, which prefer solitude, ligers are more inclined to seek company, which brings them closer to the social behavior of lions. Unfortunately, their impressive size is not just a cause for admiration, but also a source of many problems. Ligers often suffer from cardiovascular diseases, arthritis, and obesity. These problems are related to their genetic traits and the accelerated growth that is characteristic of hybrids. Moreover, the reproduction of ligers is impossible, as most of them are infertile. Today, ligers are found exclusively in captivity, most often in zoos or specialized centers. Their creation raises many debates among scientists and animal rights advocates. Some consider ligers an example of the unique possibilities of genetics. Others criticize their breeding, believing that this intervention disrupts the balance of nature. A zebrid is the result of crossing a zebra with other members of the horse family, such as a horse or a donkey. These hybrids are striking with their unique appearance. The stripes of a zebra often overlay the main color of its body, creating a striking and unusual pattern. Depending on the parent breeds, the stripes can be more or less pronounced, making each zebrid unique. Zebrids are especially popular in Africa, where they are used for work on farms. They have outstanding endurance inherited from zebras and are less susceptible to diseases that can affect regular horses in warm climates. Additionally, zebrids often display a calm temperament inherited from domestic horses, which makes them suitable for training. Zebrids are found only in captivity, as natural breeding between zebras and other equines is practically impossible. Most zebrids are infertile due to genetic incompatibility between the parent species. Besides zebrids, Africa is home to another amazing hybrid, the heptalope. The heptalope is a hybrid of a leopard and a cheetah, which is a true rarity in the animal world. These unique animals were first bred in South Africa in the 1980s. Heptalopes combine the strength and grace of a leopard with the incredible speed and agility of a cheetah. The goal of the experiments was to create animals with unique hunting abilities that could combine the agility of a cheetah and the endurance of a leopard. However, breeding heptalopes turned out to be extremely difficult, and their population is very low. Most hybrids did not live long due to genetic problems and difficulties adapting to captivity. As of today, heptalopes do not exist in nature, and all experiments to create them have ceased. The bear grizzly is a rare hybrid that appears both in the wild and in captivity. These unique animals arise from the crossbreeding of polar bears and grizzlies, the two largest predators on the planet. Interestingly, their habitats overlap in northern regions, especially in the context of climate change. When grizzlies are migrating further north, bear grizzlies combine traits from both parents. They are larger than most grizzlies and often reach the size of polar bears. Their fur usually has a mixed color, white, brown, or cream, with a noticeable gradient that varies among individuals. From the polar bear, they inherited the ability to swim and adapt to cold conditions, while from the grizzly, they gained incredible endurance, adaptability to life on land, and an aggressive nature. As a result, bear grizzlies are often considered more resilient and dangerous than their parents. In the wild, bear grizzlies are extremely rare, but their numbers are increasing due to climate change. The melting of ice causes polar bears to migrate south in search of food, where their range overlaps with the territory of grizzlies. In such conditions, crossbreeding occurs, leading to the emergence of these hybrids. In captivity, bear grizzlies are created as part of experiments aimed at studying the genetics and behavior of large predators. Grizzly bears remain a subject of scientific interest. They demonstrate how climate change and migration processes can affect the genetics and populations of large species. Although such hybrids are rarely found in the wild, studying them allows for a better understanding of ecological processes and the potential threats faced by both parent species. The wolf dog is a unique hybrid of a wolf and a dog, combining the wildness and strength of its wild ancestor with the loyalty and trainability of a domestic dog. These animals are distinguished by their incredible intelligence, powerful sense of smell, and endurance, making them ideal candidates for work in police, security, rescue services, and even in film shoots. Externally, wolf dogs often resemble wolves. Their sturdy build, strong legs, expressive eyes, and thick fur give them an impressive and beautiful appearance. They are true athletes in the animal kingdom, capable of enduring prolonged physical exertion and demonstrating a high level of concentration. Their behavior is a balance between the wildness of a wolf and the obedience of a dog, allowing them to be used for complex tasks. However, wolf dogs are not suitable for everyone. These animals require an experienced owner who can provide them with strict discipline, ample space for active movement, and full attention. Without sufficient physical and mental stimulation, their temperament can become challenging. They exhibit stubbornness, a desire to dominate, and sometimes even aggression. This makes them more like working animals than household pets for inexperienced owners. Today, wolf dogs are actively used in the protection of important sites, for search operations, and even as movie heroes, thanks to their striking appearance and natural talents. This hybrid is an amazing blend of wild nature and human selection, which requires respect, a professional approach, and the ability to find common ground with them. And now, as promised, I will talk about the attempts to cross humans with animals, one of the most controversial areas in the history of science. In the 1920s, Soviet biologist Ilya Ivanovich Ivanov embarked on one of the most ambitious and controversial scientific experiments in history: the creation of a hybrid between a human and a monkey. The experiments were conducted in Guinea, where Ivanov attempted to artificially inseminate female chimpanzees with human sperm, hoping to achieve successful conception. The goal of this research was to study the genetic compatibility between humans and primates, as well as an attempt to demonstrate the theory of evolution in action. Ivanov believed that creating such a hybrid could help in understanding human genetics and biology. However, his experiments were unsuccessful. None of the female chimpanzees became pregnant. Attempts to continue the research faced serious obstacles. Besides scientific challenges, the project was halted due to ethical objections, increasing international criticism, and lack of funding. Subsequently, Ivanov's experiments became the subject of controversy and condemnation, and his work gained a reputation as one of the most radical and morally ambiguous studies in the history of science. In 2017, Chinese scientists conducted a unique experiment, creating an embryo with a mixture of human and pig cells. This work became part of scientific research aimed at developing methods for regenerating human organs for transplantation. Scientists aim to understand how cells from different biological species can interact and work together to eventually create functional organs from hybrid cells. To conduct the experiment, human stem cells were implanted into pig embryos. Embryos with such a mixture of genetic material developed for only a few weeks to avoid long-term ethical and biological consequences. They were then destroyed, as originally planned. These studies generated immense interest in the scientific community, opening new prospects in medicine, but also raised a host of ethical questions. Can such experiments be justified if their goal is to save human lives? Or is it too risky a step into uncharted territory? And I decided that I want to die, and I decided that I want to die. While science seeks answers, these experiments remain one of the most ambitious attempts to glimpse the future of regenerative medicine. In the 1990s, experiments began in the USA that opened a new chapter in the history of genetic research. Scientists attempted to implant human DNA into cow embryos with the aim of creating hybrids that could serve as a unique source of biomaterial for medicine. The main task was to develop technologies for growing organs suitable for transplantation in humans, which could radically reduce the shortage of donor organs. The experiments involved injecting human cells into cow embryos at the earliest stages of their development. These hybrid embryos were kept under special conditions in laboratories and monitored to assess their viability and potential for development. Research showed that embryos with human DNA could develop for several weeks. However, they were invariably destroyed as soon as the first stages of organ formation began. Such a decision was explained by both ethical considerations and concerns about the possible consequences of continuing the development of hybrids. Skeptics raised numerous questions. Can such beings, which are often subjects of intense debate and scrutiny, be considered animals or humans? Or exactly is the line between scientific progress and ethics drawn in these complex scenarios? There are numerous studies and extensive research that confirm significant advancements in understanding the intricate interaction between human and animal cells. These studies laid the groundwork for modern regenerative medicine technologies, including the creation of artificial organs and tissues, as well as the study of rare diseases. However, the question of how far science can go remains open, and the line between progress and morality is a subject of ongoing debate. The creation of hybrids between humans and animals poses questions for humanity that do not have clear answers. How do we determine their rights and status in society? Should they be considered sentient if their intelligence inherits human traits? And what if such beings are capable of experiencing emotions or being aware of their existence? The most important question is, does humanity have the moral right to conduct such experiments? Especially if they could provide us with breakthroughs in treating incurable diseases or the ability to grow organs for transplantation. This raises serious debates, as achieving scientific progress goes hand in hand with violating ethical norms. These dilemmas touch not only on science, but also on the fundamental foundations of morality, philosophy, and human rights. Is society ready to accept the creation of new forms of life for the sake of saving existing ones? Scientific progress is already pushing the boundaries of what is possible, but where is the line that cannot be crossed? These questions remain open. Hybrids of humans and animals are not only a mystery of science, but also a reflection of our aspirations for discovery and progress. Will these experiments be able to change the future, or will they become history? What are the risks? And what are we willing to do for new knowledge? The answers to these questions remain open. Do you want to create exciting stories about science, mysteries, and the future? Join our team. Together we can tell the world about the most unusual and inspiring ideas. Can you edit voice or write scripts? Then you are exactly who we need. Message our Telegram bot and let's explore the boundaries of possibility together.